I'm Ann King. I'm a certified hypnotist and also a hypnosis instructor. And this video is developed to aid those people who want to eliminate tobacco by using hypnosis to do so successfully and permanently. This program applies to tobacco in any form, including cigarettes, pipes, cigars, snuff, chewing tobacco, and in fact, it's even been used successfully for those people wishing to discontinue the use of marijuana. Hypnosis is an excellent tool in the elimination process, effective for all types of tobacco cessation. For myself and many other hypnotists, using hypnosis ourselves to quit smoking was our introduction into this field, and any hypnotist that's been in this business for any length of time has many success stories concerning smoking cessation. If you are ready to quit, hypnosis can make the process easier than you ever thought possible. I congratulate you on taking this positive step in your life, and I guarantee that you will feel so much better once you eliminate tobacco from your life. The two most important ingredients for success with this program are desire and commitment. Desire is important because the subconscious mind won't accept suggestions that go against your true desires. You must be at a point in your life where you really want to quit. You're wasting your money if you're only here because someone else wants you to quit. Now, I don't mean you have to dislike smoking or dipping. In fact, if you didn't like to smoke or dip, you probably wouldn't do it. It would be very easy for you to quit. I just mean that regardless of why you want to quit, you must want to quit. You may want to quit for health reasons, maybe the social stigma attached to tobacco use. Maybe it's become too inconvenient with all the restrictions. Maybe you're tired of wasting your money on a smoking habit. If you're pregnant or have a small child or grandchild or others in your life that suffer from secondhand smoke, maybe that's your reason. Whatever your reasons are, they must create a strong enough desire that you're willing to do whatever is necessary to kick the habit, and that's where commitment comes in. The good news is, hypnosis makes it so much easier for you. It may even work like magic, and it should eliminate all the side effects common to quitting. After hypnotizing literally thousands of smokers, I have found that for about 50% it works like magic, often with only one session. All urges disappear completely without any side effects like irritability, headaches, stomach pains, nervousness, etc. And I hope you're in that group. The other 50% still benefit greatly from the session, but they may need to work with the program a little more. Please understand, this does not mean that this 50% is unsuccessful at quitting. Most of them are successful, and all can be by putting forth a little extra effort. This second 50% may have some occasional urges for a cigarette after their session. The good news is, the urges are usually weaker and farther apart than when you try to quit on your own, and they're usually gone completely within about a week. Even though there may be an occasional urge, this group usually does not experience all the other withdrawal side effects common to quitting. If you want this to be as easy as possible, you must be committed, and I ask you to make that commitment right now. Most importantly, be committed to not smoking or dipping for at least 1 week. It surprises people to know that hypnosis will not make you quit smoking. Actually, what hypnosis does is help with the urges and side effects. You, though, need to have the commitment to not put a cigarette in your mouth. So, throw out your cigarettes and paraphernalia. Make an effort to resist the urge should it occur. Use your self-hypnosis recording often. Use your keywords or other triggers to reinforce the programming. If you do these simple things, and you cannot go a week without using tobacco, or if you quit for a week but you continue to have urges, then you need to schedule a reinforcement session. Everyone is different, and if you need more sessions to be successful, please schedule them as soon as possible before you're to the point of having to start all over again. Some people actually prefer to have a series of 3 sessions to make sure they succeed, and these packages are discounted. Whether you schedule a single session or a series of sessions, make the commitment to yourself to do whatever is necessary to kick the habit once and for all. So many smokers or dippers consider tobacco their friend, But I want to take a minute to talk about the reality and consequences of the tobacco habit. This information comes primarily from the American Cancer Society. Cigarettes have killed more Americans more painfully than all of our wars and traffic accidents combined. About 400,000 of our deaths every year in the United States are directly related to smoking, and another 4,000 are related to secondhand smoke. All tobacco is poisonous. When you smoke, you suck nicotine, carbon monoxide, arsenic, lead, formaldehyde, cyanide, propane, and butane into the delicate membranes of your internal lungs. Dippers receive the poison as they're absorbed through the skin. Tobacco use is directly related to cancer of the lungs, mouth, throat, and stomach. Smoking causes respiratory problems such as asthma, bronchitis, and irreversible damage to the lungs from emphysema. It triggers allergic reactions, and secondhand smoke is the primary cause of respiratory problems in young children. Smoking raises cholesterol levels, causes hardening of the arteries, high blood pressure, peptic ulcers, wrinkles, low sperm count in men, and directly affects unborn children. If you smoke only 1 pack a day, your risk of a heart attack is double that of a non-smoker. But the day you quit, that risk begins to decrease, and in 5 to 10 years as a non-smoker, you can have the same clean, clear lungs as someone who has never smoked. In addition to the health problems, nicotine is also very addictive, and if you've ever tried unsuccessfully in the past to quit, you probably had an experience that was similar to that of an alcoholic trying to kick their habit. Since the nicotine is generally out of your body within 72 hours, you can see that the nicotine habit is more of a psychological addiction rather than a physical one. It's like cocaine. I'd like to tell you my story about becoming a non-smoker. I was smoking about 1.5 packs a day, and I had smoked for 16 years when I quit the last time. I tried to quit about 12 times over the years, beginning 5 or 6 years after I started. Twice, I went to smoking clinics. I would go every day for 3 hours, and I was educated and repulsed and put on special diets, vitamins, exercise programs, etc. I have a strong will. I have lots of willpower. I would make up my mind to quit, and I always did. Usually for at least 2 weeks, sometimes for a few months. But there were problems. The main thing was the cravings never went away, and the side effects were horrible for me and everyone around me. My son, who was in elementary school at the time, and always begging me to quit smoking, within days of having to suffer from my irritable attitude and anger and depression, he would be strongly recommending that I go ahead and have a cigarette. It was always horrible for me. I would get depressed and cry. There was pain in my jaws and in my chest that I knew would go away if I could just have 1 puff off a cigarette. Eventually I'd get better, but the urges never went completely away, and having a social drink or being around smokers would cause that craving to return. Finally, I would justify somehow that it was okay to have just 1 cigarette. What a myth those words are when referring to tobacco. You might as well say, I'm going to start smoking again right now. But instead, I'd say, just 1, I'll never do it again. Just like an alcoholic having 1 drink. I would be back to my previous consumption or exceeding it, usually in less than 2 weeks. The last time I quit, it began with a New Year's resolution on January 1st of 1983. to quit smoking on New Year's Day of 1984. I gave myself a whole year to prepare, but when 1984 came, I was under so much stress, and I revised my resolution to, I will quit before the year is out. Finally, in August, I was ready to take action, but the thought of how hard it would be just weighed heavy on my mind. And then someone recommended a psychiatrist in my town that did hypnosis to help people quit smoking. I thought, sure. Why hadn't I thought of this years ago? I knew nothing about hypnosis, but I assumed that you went in and like magic came out a non-smoker without any more urges or thoughts of cigarettes. So I made an appointment, and the morning of the appointment I got up, threw out my cigarettes, cleaned out the ashtrays, headed for his office.